Hi guys, Kevin here and welcome. So this has been the bane of my existence for the last few days. I've beaten the Elden Beast, but I can't beat Malenia. So I want this notch in my belt. I even resorted to this cheese method, which is going around to the back on a specific route and using the winged scythe. The Ash of Ward has the angel's wings to get up on this spot, and then I could spam her with rock sling because I am a mage build. So this had some success for me, but also once she goes up and does her waterfall dance attack, she still can get me. And also for the second phase, the Goddess of Rot, there she's in the air a lot more and she can attack me more, so this method just didn't work well for me. I could get her sometimes in the first phase, but also she got me a lot more than that. So she took me out numerous times. So here with the Goddess of Rot, sometimes I couldn't get up that same route, but also she just attacks more in the air, just no luck. So even with this cheese method, no luck for me at least. So I'm going to show you the method that I used to actually beat Malenia. So what I have here is, this is a bit of cheese, but not as much. So this is using the Rivers of Blood, also a shield with 100 physical damage. There I have Radahn's armor. And for talismans, I have the Carrion Filigreed Crest. I have the Viridian Amber Medallion. I have the Dragon Crest Shield Talisman +2 and the Crimson Amber Medallion +2. Summon is going to be the Mimic tier. This is upgraded as well. So for the first phase, I'm not going to use my Mimic. So when she hits you, that's the problem. She gets a chunk of health back. And that's why she's so tough. I think that's why she is the most difficult boss. She gets a big chunk back every time she hits you or your summon. So here I'm just going to use my attack. Try to keep my distance. The nice thing is when she's not close to you, she doesn't actually be that aggressive and aggro you. So here if I do a little bit better here in the beginning, I didn't do great, but I just happened to be recording luckily, but this is the time that I actually beat her. So here, just use my corpse piler and kind of time it to try to get her in the right spot, try to avoid her attacks as much as I can. I want to minimize my flasks that I use and also minimize my damage and also the hits that she gets because she'll get a lot of a chunk back and it's like you're starting over again. So here, corpse piler, try to time it. And seems like if I did use my rock slaying or any of my spells, then it seems to aggro her more and she goes into her waterfall dance attack a lot more. So that's why I wanted to beat her just melee instead. Just want to melee her and just hand-to-hand combat. And this has been a great battle. I've really enjoyed fighting her, but it's also frustrating at the same time because it took so many tries. She's been by far my most difficult boss to date of this first time playing Elden Ring. So this waterfall dance with the shield, this is where you want to block. So I'm pressing my L1 to block as much as I can, give her the least amount of health back and also take the least amount of damage. And then just also try to avoid, and then go back to the corpse piler. Again, not going to use my Mimic until the second phase. That's where I'm going to really pour it on and try to get her with my Mimic and take her down as fast as I can when she's a Goddess of Rot. Because that's the hard part. She's very, very aggressive. Not like here, she gives you a little bit of time. She walks slowly and kind of stalks you here. So here I'm just chipping away. She's almost got it. Now I want to make sure also when she's almost gone for this first phase that I still have my health, just that I have my HP and my FP pretty full because I won't have a lot of time when she comes out of the flower in the second stage. I want to then take my Wondrous Physic and also get my Mimic out. So here a few more shots should do it. Again, just going to make sure I'm topped up. And again, just going to go close and get my corpse piler on her. And now I'm ready. I'm going to run underneath her now. You have to just take off your target lock, run as fast as you can. Otherwise, she'll one-shot you when she drops onto you with that flower. And just stay away. Here I'm going to drink my Wondrous Physic and also get my Mimic. Then I'm going to start going back to her right away as soon as she comes out of that flower with my corpse piler. And then my Mimic's going to do the same. We're going to double team her and hopefully take her out pretty quickly. This seems to be a luck thing. I just seem to have a good round this time. I don't think if I did it again it would be the exact same result, but just the way she was hitting him, more aggro on him than me, it worked out well. But here we're chipping away. Again, every time she hits you, she's going to get some health back, or your Mimic, or whatever summon you use. So that's why she's so difficult. Malenia has been the top boss that I've had. That's given me the most trouble. And probably if you could see my stats, there'd be a lot of tries just taking out Malenia, or trying to. Second, I would say would be the Elden Beast. Radagon's tough too, but I'd say the Elden Beast is quite tough. I'd say really tough. And third, I'd probably say the Fire Giant or Malekith. So there, I finally took her out. Great, awesome, so happy. This is so satisfying of a win for me. And now with this, I get her, obviously her rune. and also her remembrance. So yay, yay, so happy. I'm really happy about this. So now we can go back to the round table. Just going to get this site of grace. And the cool thing is, once you beat her, you'll have this kind of remembrance here of a giant flower. So pretty cool. Just almost like a gravestone flower. So now back to the round table. Once we see the finger reader Enya, we can trade in her remembrance for the Scarlet Ionia or the Hand of Malenia. Just keep in mind the dex needed for this is 48. So I took the Hand of Malenia, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to use it because I'm not nearly close to a dex of 48, but I took it anyway. And now the cool thing is also you can get her armor set. So you can get her helm, you can get her armor, you can get her gauntlet, and the greaves. So now this is my complete look. Pretty cool, I think. Looks awesome. So that is me beating Malenia. I'm not saying this is the only method that works, but it worked for me, and I'm so happy I did it. I'm very, very excited to just move on to my NG Plus now, and also just the challenge that brings. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you do, a like would be appreciated. You could also subscribe. You could check out my other Rumble videos and my other YouTube videos, and check me out on Twitter and Instagram. Thanks guys, and take care.